gonna die. Going too fast. I'm taking 3.
I'm going for the St. Louis now.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch.
You get your 2?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thotgor here, of course, and today we are going to take a look at a replay in the Chappie. Yes. Now, I know it has been a few days since we last saw a video. It has been a busy past few days, I can tell you. First, my family's, well, my parents are in town, so usually when they're in town, you know, most of my days are spent hanging out with them and doing stuff with them, obviously. So that ate up all my day, and then obviously Friday night, we did a battle against the 7th Fleet in the Supremacy League. We did lose our battles, but I was still very happy with the battles, actually. I thought we didn't do that bad of a job. And if we're going to lose to anyone, we may as well lose to one of the strongest clans on the server. Why not? So we did fairly well. It wasn't, you know, complete raffle stop or anything like that. We did hold our ground. It's just, you know, we made mistakes along the way, and then eventually it was just too much. But still, yeah, not too bad. We have more battles coming up next week, obviously, because we're entering week 2 of Supremacy. So NGA finishes week 1 with 1 win and 1 loss. Not too bad. Not too bad. And then Saturday, or yeah, was it Saturday? Because I guess today's Sunday. I'm not even sure what day it is. But anyway, Saturday, I suppose, was just another busy day, right? Out with the parents and all that. Had a great time and everything, obviously. But just, you know, lots going on. So finally, I'm able to get a video out. And we're going to get it done in the Chappie. Now, I'm sailing out in the Chappie. I did keep my Chappie. I mean, this is a great Tier 8 cruiser. A lot like, well, you know, like every cruiser, we may as well say, it does require a bit of, I'm going to say skill. I'm going to say a little bit of skill to actually be able to get it to work for you. If you can manage to pull it off, though, Chappie is actually really, really great. The Russian cruisers, it's probably no surprise, are very, very fantastic. Very fantastic indeed. Their biggest drawback is the armor, right, and the citadel potential, because you can one-shot a Russian cruiser basically at any tier except for probably tier 10 with the Moskva. I don't have a Moskva, so I'm not 100% sure on that one, but I can definitely tell you from tier 9 all the way down, they can all be one-shotted very, very easily. So you do need to be very, very careful when you are sailing around in them. Ideally, what you want is you want to be as far away as you possibly can. Now the angle, or sorry, not the angles, the firing arcs and the accuracy is there to allow this to happen. And because you are going to be so far away most of the time, you do also really want Demolition Expert. You want to be able to set fires very, very quickly and keep those fires burning, right? Because that's where the most of your damage is going to come from, is setting those fires to people, and that's what you want. That being said, we talk about it a lot too on the channel. You know, you also have to know when to push forward, and then, you know, you actually have to push forward. It's incredibly important. You can't just stay in the back the entire time, right? Very similar to sort of battleship play, if you were to think of it in that sense. With the cruisers, you do, you know, at the beginning want to stay kind of at your max range, let things develop. This being said, though, keep an eye on the minimap because things will change. They'll change very quickly, and if the rest of your team has sort of the same idea, specifically the battleships, and they do not move forward, that is going to be a huge issue. I actually played a battle last night. I was going to, I think I do have it. We might take a look at it, learning from our mistakes episode. It is just horrific how badly everyone stayed in the back. I was in my Donsko and I had to push forward in a tier 10 battle all by myself and cap a point. I did it. And I survived too, barely, but I did it. But it was bad. I mean, even the destroyers weren't moving forward and capping the points. There was a gearing who was playing his gearing as a torpedo boat. Yes, which you can do with the gearing. The gearing has the torps and the range and the stealth to be able to do that. But it also has amazing guns, and I don't think you should take such a flexible destroyer like the gearing and limit it to one role. I think that is a huge oversight, but whatever. So we're pulling back, right? Because I was maneuvering around here, and I did get fairly close. I have this New Orleans over here as well on the port side of the ship, and New Orleans is firing armor piercing at me. So this is a big deal for the Chappie. The Chappie isn't going to be able to stand up to this, so I got to get out of here, right? I'm going to try and angle my ship, and by angle I mean sail stern to the enemy and just sail straight away from the enemy, presenting as small a target as possible, weaving, back and forth as well to dodge any incoming shots. Because even from the rear, New Orleans firing armor piercing can still easily citadel the Chappie. Luckily, my team, as you see, was all over it, and New Orleans goes down. Fantastic. We do have an enemy destroyer off in the distance. We notice as well the Cyclone counter, right? There is a Cyclone counter. So we know that there's a Cyclone on its way and incoming. Now, we talked about Cyclones before on the channel. I don't know, I guess, what the general consensus is on Cyclones, but I enjoy them, especially when I'm in a ship that has radar. Yes, the Chappie does have radar, and this is an opportune time to get the radar going here on the old Chappie. Once a Cyclone comes in, see how the battle develops, and where I might be needed most, and then go ahead and use radar, hopefully in the actual Cyclone. We can see the enemies are making a push down on the east side of the map, right? And there are quite a few of them, right? We can see a lot of them over here as well. There's a Kutzov, there's something else in the background. We see a destroyer as well. We also notice two battleships pulling up the rear. One of those battleships is a Fuso. Important to note about this Fuso is stock hull. By the speed of the Fuso as well, I would say that, no engines on this thing. It's a stock Fuso, so I do feel sorry for this player to be thrown into a tier 8 match. Is this tier 8? It's probably. I'll say tier 8. I'm not 100% sure now. But to be thrown into this tier 8 match, right, that sucks for this player, but oh well, whatever. We'll still try and prevent this player from doing anything. We do have quite a bit of my allies down here near our base, right? And this is actually working out for the good, because we have all of these allies down here at our base. We're going to be able to put up a pretty good defense. In addition to this, you'll notice that we do still have some ally vessels who are continuing the push to the enemy base. Now, the split here could have definitely been better, I think, but as we'll see, it's not totally tragic. We can see a Prince Eugen in the background. Yes, it was the Prince Eugen. I was going to call it a Scharnhorst here, but no, Prince Eugen in the background, as well as the Kutzov. Now, I have to be careful with both of these vessels. The Prince Eugen has the ability to citadel the Chappie basically from any distance, any angle, with the armor piercing. It's just going to happen. And I do have to worry about the Kutzov, because the Kutzov can outrange me, pop some smoke and go hidden, well outside my radar range, and can keep me lit on fire. So this is going to be quite a big deal. So I do switch over to some armor piercing here. We can see loading up the old armor piercing. Shots do go in, get 2 citadel hits, and do about 10,000 damage to the Kutzov, which isn't too bad. I tried to get another armor piercing salvo off, but yeah, the Kutzov had to turn and maneuver because of the torpedoes, so my salvo completely missed. But we do notice the Kutzov is basically dead. I've got some shots going out, so hopefully those will land and do a bit of damage. Not as much as I was hoping. We'll see if we can't get another salvo out and do something. We notice as well behind me there are more enemy ships, right? So I need to circle. I have an island here on the starboard side of the ship. I need to circle and get this island on the port side of the ship so that it is going to protect me. There we go. We managed to get the Kutzov dead, so that's fantastic. Really don't want to collide here either. I've got some shots going out for the Hatsuharu, and I do bottom out here on the island. Damn it. The saving grace in all of this is the Cyclone, right? Enemies don't see me. We can see, the little Cyclone indicator. Obviously, Cyclone's in full effect. We notice on the minimap that my view range is significantly decreased. So yeah, we don't have to worry about enemies at this point in time. It's just a matter of embarrassing myself in front of all these fine people. That's never so great. The battle so far actually has been pretty slow, right? Each of us have only lost, each of our sides have only lost 2 enemy ships, or 2 ships. The enemies, though, have basically all pushed into our base. And in the meantime, we do have most of our ships in our base. We do still have allies who managed to push through, and they're now starting to cap the enemy base. So this is great, because now the enemies who are, charging down here to our base have to think twice about whether or not they do want to continue the charge or go back and defend. We know that there are a number of enemies just out of our view range, right? And we can see some of them popping up in the minimap. My radar is on cooldown, so I'm not going to be able to use the radar, which kind of sucks. I'm going to need to wait for that, but if I can just sail, basically where I think the enemies are and go bow in, I should be able to get in there, get off a few shots, maybe turn and get out of here. As long as I have allies around me, right? Which I do. Now, obviously, I don't want my allied destroyer to get seen because I want this allied destroyer to stay alive. But I do have an allied cruiser here off on the, starboard side. So that's not too bad. Up pops the enemy destroyer. This enemy destroyer was a little crafty. We can see it goes in reverse, so I fire and I didn't realize, so fire shots forward, fire shots aft, all miss. Kind of sucks. Get some more shots out. They miss as well, but my allies, fortunately, aren't as dense as myself. We do have some more enemy ships coming in. Enemy Congo here, so yeah, this again, bit of an issue. Saving grace, there are allies around me, so this enemy Congo isn't going to be focused on me the entire time. We do see shots coming in from the enemy Congo, get very, very lucky, and only take a little bit of damage, so that's not too bad. I am on fire, so we're easily able to repair that, but I have managed to set a few fires to the enemy Congo, which is great. We need those fires to burn. No, those are not my fires. Those are allied fires. So good. My allies, set fires to the Congo. Fantastic. We need this Congo to burn anyway, right? It doesn't matter who set the fires as long as they're set, so that we can get this Congo gone. One of my allies gets some really nice hits in there, right? Was it a torp hit? It might have been a torp hit. But anyway, Congo gone. Fantastic. Don't need to worry about the player anymore. My radar is now off cooldown. So if I can pop radar in and amongst all my allies, which I go ahead and do, you can see instantly view range increases. Enemies still don't see us, right? So you can see I'm firing, the enemies have no idea where it's coming from, and I'm going to just start setting fires to whatever I possibly can. So I set one fire to this player over here. This is fantastic. We do see the, the Fuso, the stock Fuso in the distance as well. Already on fire, so great. We've got 2 fires on that battleship there. That is not too shabby at all. We do still see on the minimap, though, there are still a number of enemies around us, right? And the enemies have been working over our allies who did stay down here to provide a defense, right? We're slowly getting whittled down here, and the enemies not so much. So we do need to do something about this. In the meantime, in the north, my allies continue to attempt to cap the enemy base. You can see some of the enemies are returning to put up some sort of defense. We have the Prince Eugen. Again, luckily, Prince Eugen is not focused on me, which is great. I thought I was going to get the opportunity to do a broadside there, so I had the armor piercing ready to go, and that opportunity did not arise. So we're going to switch back over to the high explosive instantly. I'm going to turn. Prince Eugen is out of my view range, right, because of the Cyclone and whatnot. Got to turn because I need to get this Prince Eugen spotted again. I wanted to try and save my allied battleship here. Damn. Not going to work. Allied battleship is gone. We are just going to have to continue the defense. Try and play it a little safe, maybe. So once again, I'm going to turn bow into the enemies, right? I think I know where the enemies, right? Based on where we see them on the minimap here, there are more beyond this range as well, so I'm just going to turn bow in and hope. I know that these are battleships, and I figured that this was going to be sort of last stand here. I don't have any more radar. I'm on about 50% health. I've got torpedoes that have a 4-kilometer range. Maybe this Cyclone can work for me here. Maybe. So We have one enemy battleship pop up. It's the enemy Fuso. Fantastic. I'm going to try and stay, basically bow onto this player. I don't want to present a broadside, right? We want to try and stay alive. I'm going to try and set fires. This is the hope here. Now, I am running one of those fancy dragon flags on my Chappie here, and this is because I want to get the Chappie Captain Demolition Expert. He doesn't have Demolition Expert yet, so we're going to get one of those, and we'll see at the end how much experience that equates to. We've got the Fuso coming into range of torpedoes, so there we go. We're going to launch some torpedoes off. We do see a full health enemy battleship in the distance as well. What is that, New Mexico? So this is a little concerning. We're going to have to deal with the New Mexico, so I decide to go bow into the New Mexico, as you can see, and maneuver as best as I can against the Fuso. Close the distance in with the New Mexico, hit the Fuso with torpedoes, and take down the Fuso. Fantastic. Torpedoes are on the way for the New Mexico. You can see I'm on fairly low health now. Fires are happening, getting really lucky with the incoming shots here from the enemy ships. Managing to stay alive, set the enemy New Mexico on fire, which is fantastic. Torpedoes are on the way. Now, full health, enemy New Mexico, basically full health. All three torpedoes are going to hit, as we see, but it's not enough damage to actually take down the player. No, these Russian torpedoes don't do a whole lot of damage. I think it's, you know, the later tiers. The Kutsov gets some decent ones. Donskoy, and imagine the Moskva as well. Anyway, we need to wait for the torpedoes to reload. In the meantime, I'm going to sail straight at the New Mexico. Keep bow on, right? This is the best chance I have at surviving here. The second I turn, I am going to die. Torpedoes are about to reload. I noticed that the enemy New Mexico had already fired his salvos right from the main gun, so I'm timing my turns in between these main guns. Closer and closer, just hoping. I thought I was going to die at any second. Torpedoes are on the way out, finally. And hopefully if these all three hit, I will take them down. There we go. Enemy New Mexico gone. My God. Oh, it was close. Oh, it was close. That is just luck. I think that is just luck. Oh, man. Some of my, you can see one of my allies in chat there comments on the fancy shipwork that just took place. Oh, man. So while all of this was going on, the allies in the north did get whittled away. We only have one allied battleship up there versus the one enemy frigate. This is the last ship remaining. So we are going to try, and at least I thought I was going to try, and get over there as quick as I possibly could, help out my allied battleship. Still looking at chat though, right? I'd commented, you know, this is a great replay. Obviously, I want to get it up on the channel. But then people are like, you know, don't go chase him. Yes, very, very good. Because I had, you know, I'd blood my eyes, right? I wanted another kill. I was going to go and kick some more ass, get some more damage dealt here. But no. Don't chase ships. Generally, it's not a great idea to chase ships, even in, you know, an instance like this where you think it's fairly certain that we're going to win. Take a look at my hit points, right? It's not going to take a lot of shots from that frigate to actually kill me, and I could lose it for us. I don't really know what the situation is over there with my battleship and the enemy frigate, because it's just outside my range, so I can't see my allied battleship. But what I do know is if that allied battleship goes down, the frigate's going to come at me. And I don't have a lot of hit points. So yeah, I am going to be a little cautious here and make sure that we don't lose because of me. It would be a shame to lose after all of that craziness with those battleships to lose. There we go. Allied battleship gets the kill, and it was a secondary kill. So close quarters expert for that player. Fantastic. Victory is ours. And it was a great battle. 116,000 damage done. Because of the experience bonuses, about 8,100 experience, so that's not too bad at all. The credits are always nice, obviously. Want those credits. Top of the team overall, what, 16... I'll say 1626 base experience. Probably lowballing it there, but can't quite make out the number. But yeah, 1626 base experience, which isn't too bad at all. Yeah, it was pretty great. We can see how some of the damage, you know, was that dealt belt broke down here. You can see a lot of damage to that poor New Mexico. And that player was quite surprised with how quick the torpedoes reload. And it is an advantage of these Russian short-range torpedoes. They do reload a little quickly. 172,000 damage is what I end up walking away with. Oh, and I don't know if we can see it. My Commander experience. Yes, Commander XP. 17,000 Commander XP. One of the members of my clan, actually, Razio, he had a battle the other day with, I think it was 35,000 Commander experience running one of his flags. It was a pretty fantastic battle. But anyway, folks, that is it for today's video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to leave any comments you have for me in the video comments section below. I love reading those and responding back to them. Remember to hit the old like button if you did like today's video. Hit subscribe if you are not a subscriber. And as always, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day.